Trade extended beyond water. Islamic silver fueled the north. Wealth returned home.
The world widened.
Cities unlike anything they had seen.
Goods became ideas. Knowledge traveled both ways. They returned changed. Trade reshaped daily life.
Status evolved.
Power reorganized.
Ambition grew. Journeys extended. Temporary camps lasted longer. Outposts became anchors. Familiarity replaced fear. The visitor became neighbor.
Some lands tempted permanence.
Land replaced loot. The journey slowed.
Roots began to form.
The Vikings were staying.
Temporary became permanent.
Shelter became ownership. Land replaced the sea.
Authority took root.
Fear turned into agreement.
Control arrived quietly.
Stability replaced chaos.
Defense became governance.
Rule required order.
New societies formed. Europe adjusted. Faith adapted. Trade flourished. Cultures merged.
The invader became ruler. Survival had evolved. Movement slowed.
The storm rested. But exploration never ended. New horizons waited. Beyond known lands.
Freedom called again!
Not for gold.
But for land. And independence.
The world was opening.
Unclaimed.
Unwritten. The next chapter awaited. The journey continues.
Some journeys were not for conquest, but escape.
The scene remains quiet and unchanged.
They fled revenge. Freedom lay beyond the known world.
A new land emerged! But empty! No kings waited! Please!
Only possibility. They began again.
Land was shared, not seized.
Survival still demanded work.
But effort promised independence. The moment felt shared and calm. Disputes needed order.
Law replaced force. Rules lived in memory.
Justice belonged to everyone. A gathering place was chosen.
Once a year.
All voices met. Words carried power. Violence was restrained. Order without rulers.
This was an experiment.
a society built on agreement
and responsibility.
But some still looked further west.
Not all found peace.
Old feuds followed them.
Eric Thorvaldsen carried a reputation.
Violence brought consequences.
You are exiled. Leave this land now.
Exile was chosen over execution. Punishment became direction.
West lay only rumor.
And stubborn hope. The sea tested resolve. Land answered. Greenland!
Unforgiving.
Yet alive.
Survival was possible.
If others would follow.
Exile did not end him.
It sharpened him. Woo! Greenland. Words could shape destiny.
A land promised green.
Hope-filled sails. They followed belief.
Not raiders, settlers.
Life crossed oceans. Greenland took shape.
Endurance defined success.
The known world expanded. Exile created empire.
Survival proved mastery. And the next generation watched.
Still, the horizon whispered.
Leif Erikson inherited more than land.
Stories became maps.
New information slowly circulated. The details drew quiet attention. Thoughts drifted in silence. No kings commanded this voyage.
Only courage.
Signs guided them.
Land rose from myth.
Exploration, not empire. Resources mattered. They were not alone.
Caution replaced conquest.
Exchange came first. But distance remained.
Finland was visited.
Not claimed. Stories returned with them.
But belief was fragile.
Distance defeated memory.
History looked away. But the land remembered. Proof waited centuries. Vinland was real.
Years early.
The world grew smaller.
Discovery alone was not enough.
Distance drained strength.
Too few followed. Support lines failed.
Survival demanded retreat.
Others guarded their lands. Caution replaced confidence. Staying meant risk.
Leaving ensured survival.
And so they departed.
Life demanded attention elsewhere. Stories became whispers.
Belief weakened.
Memory thinned. History turned away. While power gathered elsewhere. Stone replaced sailcloth. Authority centralized.
The nation gave way to rule.
The world demanded order.
Freedom narrowed.
Borders replaced horizons.
age of wandering faded.
The ocean grew quiet.
The edge was no longer sought.
Power changed shape.
Freedom demanded obedience. Belief shifted. Explorers became subjects.
The next chapter begins.
The western edge fell silent.
Journeys grew rare. Explorers became caretakers. Discovery lived only in memory. Maps closed where courage once opened them.
Law endured.
So did resilience.
Connection replaced exploration. Survival now meant stability.
Purpose changed.
Elsewhere, power consolidated.
The age of open land closed.
New beliefs followed order. Old gods withdrew quietly.
Freedom met authority.
The sea rested.
Edges were no longer chased.
Time claimed courage. But memory remained.
Waiting.
They had crossed the world.
And chose to stay.
Change arrived quietly.
A new era dawned.
Old and new coexisted.
Power demanded crowns.
And obedience.
War changed shape.
So did the Vikings.
The Viking Age was entering its final form.
Those who had seen the edge grew old. Their children inherited a settled world.
Adventure became legend.
Truth blurred into myth.
And memory replaced movement.
Words fixed what waves once carried.
The unknown shrank.
Risk no longer ruled.
Stability replaced daring.
The horizon stopped calling.
But the sea never forgets. It waits. For those brave enough to listen. Stories carved in wood and bone.
Still speaking.
Strength now answered to law. Authority replaced challenge.
Violence became last, not first.
Faith reshaped loyalty.
Old Belize survived quietly.
The edge of the world closed. Not in defeat.
But in choice. The sea had given enough. Now others would rule.
Power demanded walls.
And permanence.
The age of kings rose!
Explorers watched silently. The world had moved on. The last line was drawn. Direction no longer mattered. Those who had gone far rested. The fire dimmed.
But the stars remained.
The sea keeps secrets. It takes no names. Only stories.
left behind. And slowly reclaimed.
Adventure archived.
The next generation learned differently.
Order replaced instinct. Exploration became art.
Freedom narrowed.
Security grew.
Predictability replaced risk.
Power centralized. The age of rulers dawned. The edge of the world remained.
But no one chased it.
They had found enough. Enough land.
Enough life. Enough life.
They reached farther than remembered. And returned quietly. The world changed.
Because they dared.
And then they stayed. The world the Vikings entered had changed.
They no longer arrived as strangers. They arrived as equals. New patterns began to take shape across the region. Raids became rule. Temporary camps turned permanent. Shelter became stronghold.
Force became protection.
Life continued in steady rhythms. Daily life continued through simple exchanges. Warriors became kings. Land was claimed by law.
In the West, Normandy was born.
In the East, power flowed along rivers. And England stood reshaped. Justice replaced plunder.
Rules replaced reputation.
Power
learned restraint.
Even names changed.
Identity shifted.
The Vikings were becoming European.
But strength remained.
Now guided by ambition.
The sea still served power.
The Viking world had narrowed, but its influence had deepened. Faith offered legitimacy. Kings watched carefully. Symbols followed authority. Beliefs overlapped. Conversion came slowly. Rule required permanence.
Power now shared space.
Wealth was organized.
Infrastructure replaced plunder.
Control became routine. Diplomacy replaced surprise.
Territory mattered.
Recognition replaced fear.
The North was accepted.
The world closed in.
Fighting became profession.
Chaos was refined. Loyalty shifted! Not to glory! But to command!
Songs grew quieter.
Memory changed form.
Symbols disappeared. New rhythms ruled. Old faith survived quietly.
Power gathered. Ambition sharpened.
The sea lay open and still.
A final reckoning approached.
The last chapter had begun.
Power gathered in rooms, not fields. Decisions traveled faster than ships. Lines hardened.
Resources organized. War became planned. Time moved toward change. They learned discipline.
Tradition met order.
Resistance faded. Faith unified rule. Power claimed divine order.
Old gods watched silently.
Identity was sealed.
There would be no return. The sea waited.
But it was no longer needed.
Sailing served borders.
Purpose changed.
The age of wandering closed. Pressure built. Succession mattered.
Legacy sharpened conflict. Silence before decision.
The final storm approached. Bloodlines replaced bravery.
Succession decided futures.
I swear fealty to you, my lord, before Almighty God.
Claims multiplied.
Walt thing with the milk in them.
Words triggered wars.
Borders trembled. The north, no log looked Norse.
Language shifted power. Shifted power.
Faith shaped decisions.
Heroes became history.
Even names changed.
The ship became symbol.
Not a tool.
The sea answered walls.
Not horizons.
Wandering ended. England became the prize.
The North ruled England.
But acceptance was fragile. Two worlds overlapped. Stability cracked.
Time accelerated.
Claims hardened. Across the sea. Another power waited. Preparation replaced patience. The throne weakened. Too many heirs.
War rehearsed.
Promises tightened nooses. The final year approached. England waited. So did its rivals. Old roots reopened.
No chaos, only planning.
Three claims. One throne. But for legacy.
England watched.
The year arrived. (1066). Not a battle. But a decision. An age waited. Then passed. Without ceremony. The world chose kings.
And left explorers behind.
A new order stood. The Viking Age closed. But the people remained.
Bloodlines blended.
Language remembered.
So did courage. So did courage.
The world they touched endured. They did not vanish. They adapted.
They became part of us.
This was not an end,
but a beginning.
When the noise ended, the world kept moving.
History rarely waits. News spread faster than memory.
Power reorganized. Stone replaced sails.
The North adjusted.
Viking blood remained.
Identity softened. Belief changed slowly. Normans remembered the sea.
But ruled on land.
In the east, they governed. In the south, they traded. The Viking world transformed. Some stories faded. New ones replaced them.
The sea fell silent.
Movement changed direction.
Authority centralized. Curiosity endured.
So did innovation.
Adaptation replaced conquest. Movement without violence. The world was measured. Order returned.
The raiders aged. But memory stayed.
The sea still listened. The story was not over. Every age leaves a base. The North reshaped land. Settlement replaced raiding.
Connection replaced isolation.
Trade became stability. Lineage was preserved.
Law replaced strength. Words replaced weapons. Honor found new form. Memory became rule.
Names survived centuries. Language carried echoes.
Identity blended naturally.
Old art endured quietly.
Symbols outlived belief.
The sea remained.
Navigation was inherited. Knowledge expanded.
Movement without fear.
Exploration changed purpose. The sagas softened.
Oral became written.
Even enemies preserved them. Knowledge replaced legend.
Stories found safety.
Violence retreated. Culture unified.
Memory faded.
The land remembered.
The Vikings remained beneath everything.
Time does not erase. It reshapes.
Names fade.
Habits remain.
Words survive quietly.
Land remembers hands. Blood travels unnoticed.
Courage repeats!
So does curiosity. Movement. Movement defines us. Adaptation is survival. Cities grow. The ocean still calls. Exploration never ended.
We study what shaped us.
Past and present meet. The Vikings were not a moment. They were a process.
Change was their greatest weapon.
Survival was their gift.
Legacy was the result.
No ending was announced.
No victory declared.
No defeat remembered.
Only inheritance.
Passed hand to hand. They did not disappear. They adapted. They endured. They became us.